The Sons of Nat album will be out in the next 3 weeks. Next 3 weeks, and we've been working on this project. Back up a little bit. We've been working on this project for the last almost 2.5 years. We had a couple things that went on why this thing didn't come out, but like I said, we have about 3 projects from Soul Vibers Nation that's coming out, and we are working with the brothers from Precise Science. They working on, they have their music going on, but we will be touring and doing some traveling together with the lecture series, with the hip hop that we have that's coming out. Brother Kai, if I could just ask you just one more time, and then we're going to get into this hard-hitting news that's going on all over the country, all around. And we're supposed to have Dr. Scott Whitaker join us on the line in just a little bit also, you know what I mean? So he can join in with us. So let's start off with Brother Kai. I'm going to ask you one more time and put you on the spot, you know what I mean? If you could just do one more thing for us. Ain't no love in the city streets. Because like I said, Soul Vibers Nation, man, we reach out to the streets, you know what I'm saying? We reach out to the hood, you know what I'm saying? We want the people to know that that many of the people that we have, they come from the streets, you know what I mean? That's with Soul Vibers and everything. So, if you could do the hook and then, go into the, just do the one verse, and then we're going to get into some hard-hitting information that we have. Brothers and sisters, Sons of Nat, once again, Brother Kai.
Ain't no love in these city streets, nothing but drugs and the thugs hustling to eat. We do our thing when we ride in the city streets, but while we dine, it's like time is our enemy. Ain't no love in these city streets, nothing but drugs and the thugs hustling to eat. We do our thing when we ride in the city streets, but while we dine, it's like time is our enemy. As I ride down these city streets, it got me thinking how in the world I get back on my feet. Not trying to preach, but I'm thinking about them gunshots, them sirens, and them fiends on every single block. It's all a plot. We got babies, even having kids, and all us men is locked up doing long bids. How can we win when we don't even know the rules? Don't get confused, it's designed for us to have to lose. And you can choose to try your hand, the deck is set. They playing dirty nowadays, so place your bet. Russian roulette with a tech pointed to your brain. And Willie Lynch had a plan to keep our minds in chains. How you explain the poverty in the early grades, and why our people sell their soul to get up off the gate? The murder rate is getting higher, it's genocide. Let's take it behind enemy lines. What will we find? Probably the truth, cause we used to be kings and queens, but now it seems like we settling for smaller things, smaller dreams. Ain't no love in these city streets, nothing but drugs and thugs hustling to eat. We do our thing when we ride in these city streets, but while we dine, it's like time is our enemy.
Yeah. All right. Sons of Nat in the building, and you'll be seeing a lot of Brother Kai that be joining us here on the set. Brother Kai, if you would like, you can stay on the set with us, you know what I mean, and take this ride with us. It's up to you, you know what I mean.
We're gonna ride or die.
Hey, I'm gonna ride with you there.
All right. So I
want to take my sponge out and I'm gonna soak up all this good information.
All right, let's roll. So brother Dern, yes, one of the things I guess we want to start off by talking about your beloved president.
President She-elect, not elect, but the She-elect. I think they got some homogenized, pasteurized, select brand foods at the supermarket. I think it's called Select. As my brother Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad would say, the homogenized, pasteurized, filtered Negro.
Right.
So you got a genetically modified Negro and Barack Obama. But let me start, brother, in the right way by dedicating this part of the show, a segment of the show, to the life, to the memory, to the legacy, to the mission and the man, the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay.
Who we celebrate and honor his birthday today, being, of course, January the 15th. Now, you got Mr. Bobo that's going to allow black folk and white folk to celebrate on Monday, the 19th. But, of course, you celebrate your Earth Day or your birthday when you were born, not when your enemy or your oppressor gives you permission to celebrate. So, therefore, we not just celebrate the life of Dr. King, but look at the man and his mission, because the man and the mission are one and the same. And when you look at the mission of what Dr. King stood up for, the revolutionary king, not the king of 63, not the king of 64 and 65, but that king in 66 and 67 and 68, that king who was assassinated and taken out by even those who are around him, like Messy Jesse. Just got to say that. Like Reverend Billy Kyles, who said that he went into the pocket of Dr. King and was walking around even today in 2008, 2009. This fool was saying he was walking around, still got the cigarettes that Dr. King was smoking when he was killed. And Jesse, of course, was saying that he had the blood of Dr. King on his shirt. This is what Reverend Jesse Jackson was saying. And you can read about that, of course, in the book that we had the white brethren who wrote the book, John Padash, who I had on my radio show, who wrote a book entitled The FBI War on Tupac Shakur and the Black Panther Party and the Political Left, and which he talked about there's a chapter on the death of Dr. King, in which he talked about the hand of Billy Kyles. He talks about the hand of Reverend Jackson, the hand of the United States government and the United States military, who had assassins in Memphis, Tennessee that day to assassinate Dr. King. So I want to start it off by dedicating the show to the life, the legacy, the man, and the mission of Reverend King. And when Dr. King was killed, of course, he was speaking out against, was boycotting or having sanctions against corporations such as he would today.
That's right.
If we look at what's happening inside the United States with them Wall Street thugs that Jesse Jackson and others are celebrating as we speak with their Wall Street activities that they'll have going on this weekend and on Wall Street. They going there for a shakedown. They ain't going there for a breakdown, but a shakedown on the birthday of Dr. King. And so we got to be intelligent enough as a people to connect the dots and see those kind of activities taking place. But I want to start by dedicating the show to Dr. King. And when we talk about those individuals and organizations and corporations and news media saying that President-elect Barack Obama is the fulfillment of Dr. King, that's an insult to me as a black man who understood that Dr. King died standing up against the triple evils, as he said at that time, and that last great speech that he talked about, why I'm opposed to the war in Vietnam. And Dr. King talked about the triple evils of racism, militarism, and economic exploitation. And this is what we still see taking place. And you can't get Barack Obama to even mention those three words.
So, Brother Darren, so you don't think that if the Reverend Martin Luther King was living here today, that he would be walking stride and stride with Barack Obama?
Oh no, Dr. King will be leading a demonstration as we speak against the. Man, remember
y'all hear that out there,
right?
It's
my brother talking about what he did in terms of no love in the streets and the ganging, the shootings and drugs in the street. Dr. King said in that famous speech, why I am opposed to the war in Vietnam, in the earlier part of the speech, Dr. King said that as I walked among the desperate, the rejected and angry young men, and I tried to tell them that Molotov cocktails and rifles would not solve their problems, and that violence could not bring about change that they wanted. And he said they questioned me, and their questions hit home. He said that they asked me, what about Vietnam? Was not our nation using massive doses of violence to bring about the changes that it wanted? And Dr. King said their questions hit home. And he said that I knew that I could never again raise my voice against the violence against the violence of the oppressed and the ghettos of the North if I never spoke out against the violence of the greatest purveyor of violence in the world, which is the government of the United States. This was in 1967 that Dr. King said this. Now, here we are in 2008, we just closed out, walking into 2009. We got more wars on the planet that this country is involved in than that one in Iraq. When we see everything that's going on in Afghanistan that they'll show us, because of the news media has been taken over, the corporate news media is not showing us what's really going on. So there would be no connection of Dr. King and Barack Obama. It would be like night and day. It would be like water and vinegar.
Well, that's funny, Brother Darren, because, when I sit in the barbershop downstairs, you know what I mean, and people, they say I'm hating, and, and we have the question, would Barack Obama, would Dr. Martin Luther King be with Barack Obama? And many folks seem to think that he would be with Barack Obama, you know what I mean? I've even heard speeches where Barack Obama just tried to sound exactly like, and try to stretch his words out. But I'm just saying, but many people seem to feel that he would have been walking stride for stride with Barack Obama. I always said I couldn't see it because, like you said, he was totally opposed to, to the war of Vietnam, and the different things he stood on was totally different than Barack Obama, who's going to become a mass murderer, you know what I'm saying? Once he receives, once he gets into office, you know what I mean? So,
from my perspective, they have taken Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dream and turned it into a nightmare, as Brother Malcolm said. When we open our eyes today,